Graffiti artist and consultant to designer Mark Echo. He was arrested for allegedly spray painting subway cars.
Would you call him Mr. Echo?
I probably would call him Mr. Echo.
Lost 1, 2, 3, 4. That was the numbers that Hurley won with.
Very strange. So he was arrested for spray painting subway cars in Brooklyn.
What year is this? 83?
No, it's 2007.
Now grow up then, Mark Echo.
So with Mark Echo, always a big proponent of graffiti in the cities. He considers it an art thing. Do you think graffiti is art?
Well, obviously it's art, but it doesn't mean that you can paint it wherever you want.
See, I have less trouble with like the graffiti that's like pictures and stuff than somebody just tagging something.
Well, I mean, either way, again, I don't know what you mean by pictures and stuff, but I don't care how good the guy can paint. You want him to come by and paint on the side of your house.
I mean, I grew up in, New York during that whole graffiti time, like late 70s, early 80s. I always looked at it as art because you took an old, just a barren wall and you make something cool out of it. Like when I go see my parents, there's this big mural that otherwise it's like the side of a subway station.
Mm-hmm.
They put up a big mural and it was like remember and it has like a picture of Biggie Smalls, Jam Master Jay, a couple other people. It's a nice piece of art and it's nice to look at. And otherwise you'd be just staring at a stone wall. Why not? And it's not harming anyone. Why not have the art?
Well, it would be up to, the people. Like if you say I have a wall and I'd like some graffiti on it, I'm all for that. I don't have a problem with that. But if you have a wall and you don't want anybody to spray paint on it and the kids come by and they're spray painted, that's screwing around with private property. And here he did not have a deal to spray paint on the train. Whether you think it's art or whether I think it's art, it doesn't matter. It's not his property to do it on.
With this, it makes you wonder, too. It's the whole art thing where, it's like, how much of it is art?
How much is what is art?
Of the graffiti is art, and how much of it is just like this Echo Unlimited trying to get their name out there?
Well, I mean, you could still even marketing also can be art. A commercial could be art. Anything could be art. That's not the problem. Who was the guy who went around putting the orange bags and the orange flags up in Central Park?
That was Jean-Claude and Cristo.
Right, Cristo, that's his name. Now, some people liked it, some people didn't, some people considered it art, other people said, well, look, anybody could do that. But the point is, he was set up to do it. You go in and do that in the middle of the night, and it's vandalism. You got to have somebody on your team there. So it's ridiculous. John, you're on Fez.
I want to know if where Earl lives and where he parks his car, because after the graffiti hits it in the morning, I want to see how he feels about the idea that...
What do you think, that drab building you live in, Earl?
No, honestly, it could use some color. I mean, it is a drab building. It's a boring building. I mean,
what if I went by and just sprayed Monkey House? Wouldn't that make you crazy?
Well, that would make me crazy, but if someone put like a nice...
I think it's art. I think it's beautiful art. That's me.
The word Monkey House?
That's where I spray painted everywhere. I did it on the Empire State Building. Why are you taking it so personal? Why can't I express myself?
I think also it's about intent, too, because like when Basquiat would do... Basquiat.
Okay.
When he would do graffiti, there was always a purpose behind what he was doing. And to other people, it's just scribbling. I mean, people putting a mustache on a movie poster is silly.
Although I will tell you, some of the stuff that I saw people put on movie posters has cracked me up. When Meg Ryan was cheating on Dennis Quaid, who was she with?
Russell Crowe.
All right, so her and Russell Crowe had a movie coming out. And on the movie poster, they're both running. And I'm down at Union Square, and somebody put over it, hurry up, it's your husband. And it really cracked me up. All right, here is Charlie. You're on Fez.
Hey, what's going on, Ron Fez?
Hey, pal, what can we do for you?
You gotta love it. It's New York. And the thing about the blacks doing it, listen, I'm in the scene. It's more, if anything, Caucasians, white boys doing it, if anything. And it's all over. It's on billboards. That's a form of graffiti. Signs everywhere you see. It's just in a different form.
All right, so you're saying every billboard that we see is graffiti?
Well, it's in the form. It's the art of getting up, getting fame, getting known.
Right.
You know?
So really you're saying it's just advertising.
Pay millions of bucks to advertise.
Right,
you know?
for that person.
And graffiti is not, It's all about doing it when you ain't supposed to do it. I don't know, there's a whole bunch of elements into it. It's just not, you can't just put it on a canvas. It's not graffiti. That's art,
All right, so but the fact of when you put it on art, you're saying that's given up when you put it on a canvas, then it stops being art. It's more art when you're out putting it places. It becomes a different
element of graffiti. It's still in the graffiti scene, but it's not, Graf is going out there 4 a.m,
right,
until the sun comes up. I did it since I was little. I'm pretty known, and trust me, there's a lot of Caucasians out there doing it.
No, I think there's all different types. But you put it this way, Charlie. Now, you're saying it's cool to spray on a billboard sign, right? Somebody pays for that sign. They pay to get their message out. You're not paying a dime to put your message out. You got to know they're going to come after you for it.
Hey, I don't give a damn. It's the art of getting up and getting known. Whatever you got to do.
And what happens once you're known, Charlie?
Well, you get trips, you get sponsors. There's a lot of things behind it, man. You do get recognition. Look at, I don't want to mention this asshole's name, but Mark Echo,
Yeah.
He's recognized. You got a clothing company out of it. You get things out of it.
All right, so you see Mark Echo almost as a hero with this whole deal.
Says, billboards all over the place. What's going to happen? Your ratings are going to go up, isn't it?
Yeah, but, it would be up to the company to be able to pay for it. We're not running a guerrilla thing out of here.
I hear that. It's a guerrilla movement. That's the way it goes, and it's the art of getting up, getting known, and then you take that vehicle and you go other places once they know you.
And then once that happens, people spray all over your stuff. Jesse, what do you got for us, pal?
Yeah, I think there's a good point to be made around what people consider to be art in general. I mean, I think the majority of these people are not really artists. They're just like self-labeling themselves artists and sort of hiding behind that word.
Well, anyone can call themselves an artist. That's the beauty of it. But I'll give you an example here. I know a person, everywhere they go, they tag the building or whatever, and it just says, Mighty Horse rocks the fat ass. Mighty Horse rocks the fat ass. And everywhere I go, I keep reading the same thing. And finally, I get it. Why do it over and over? Is that art to you, Earl?
I don't think it's necessarily art. It's definitely making a statement of some sort.
What is the statement? Mighty Horse rocks the fat ass? How is that a statement? It doesn't even need to be said. Here's Kevin. Kevin, you're on the Ron and Fez show. I'm tired of seeing it. Yeah.
Hey, so I'm a director in New York.
I got 2 radio shows, Kevin.
And I'm huge, by the way.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, art is subjective, but you can't go around without permission just tagging things up. If you want to shoot a film, you need to go to the mayor's office. You need permission. I mean, The Sopranos was just rejected to shoot in Bloomfield, New Jersey.
Right.
It just goes to show you. So it's not the people like Earl when you're saying art school's expensive. That's why most of these art schools have scholarships. For that very reason, for people who can't afford it. Because if you're a real artist will pursue his dream no matter what. And if you are good, you'll be recognized, you can get in, and you can do it the right way. Because honestly, how many of these people who are, tagging the 40-year-old version posters are going on to becoming big artists? You know what I mean?
I gotta go, yeah. Well, I got no problem in not looking at the 40-year-old virgin posters. But I could honestly say this. When it actually says whether it's art or not, who the hell is going to buy a painting that says Mighty Horse rocks the fat ass? And the same thing over and over. It doesn't even make sense to me.
Well, with the exception of John Waters, nobody.
Well, yeah, John Waters actually did buy one. As a matter of fact. Paid $1.5 million.
Well, he's a genius.
Yeah.
But seriously, it's like it's not a bunch of people like Mark Echo. The majority of people who are doing graffiti in New York City are teenage kids who are just walking around
high on crack,
balls. Right.
Why, Earl? Why does that make you angry?
Yeah, because they're not all high on crack. If they were high on crack, they wouldn't be able to really create some really nice pieces of art. A lot of this graffiti.
Where is this, Earl?
I want to see this beautiful art that you see, Earl. I'm missing it.
Where do you hang out? Where do you see these beautiful pieces? Let me know so I can go check it out. Give me the address right now.
I mean, it's there's like I mentioned earlier, there's a mural, a beautiful mural on Jamaica Center at Jamaica Center in Jamaica, New York. This beautiful mural has.
But that did not get done in 5 minutes over. And then the kids are running. Those people were probably artists hired by the city to come in and do it. Am I correct?
Right. That's a commissioned work of art.
Yeah,
That's
and I love those in the city. I do think it makes the city a better place to live. But at the same point, do you want somebody to take that beautiful mural and you go out and look at the next day and you see a big giant Mighty Horse rocks the fat ass across it? You're going to be going, who went and ruined this beautiful graffiti of mine?
That's not going to add to it, Earl.
Well, not only that, I mean, Earl, do you realize what happens to the city when they have to clean all this stuff up, how much money it costs to clean it up? It costs the city every single time your taxes go up. That's part of it. When they got to clean up the subways, there are people with a new bus is commissioned, and the second the day the bus goes out, there's graffiti all over it. It's ridiculous.
That's not necessarily true either. Like a lot of the trains now, they have this so-called graffiti-proof thing on it.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, doesn't that tell you something, that you have a graffiti-proof thing on a
Somebody made $1 million coming up with a graffiti-proof train. That's how crazy the world is.
Probably the brother of the biggest graffiti artist out there. That's how.
Now, here's not only this, Kevin. Not only could you not shoot your movie where you want to, but you just can't walk up and start showing it on a wall. That again, if you want your film to be viewed, it has to take place at a certain place. You know?
Exactly.
You cannot just be able to go, hey, I've got a rock band, so I'm going to plug in and play on the corner of 57th Street and 6th Avenue. Everybody else can live by the rules except for the graffiti artist. I got another one, too. When you see the Mighty Horse rocks, you don't spell rocks, R-O-X. I don't get all that. Charles, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ron and Fez, love the show.
It's fantastic.
So my brother was actually arrested on Thanksgiving night for tagging. This is a well thought out process. These guys carry around their sketchbooks. They design what they're going to tag, and the higher, you guys were saying you admire, the height of some of these. The higher you can tag something, the more respect you're going to get. So that's why there was an earlier call about somebody tagging on the train track or something like that. The more outlandish you tag, and again, tagging is a lot different than art. But the more outlandish you tag, the more respect you're going to get in the community.
All right, then here's what I want you to do. I want you to get a plane and tag the sky. Because I always like to see those guys. I like to see a skywriter. It doesn't last long, but it's always exciting. Best I ever saw, Surrender Dorothy. Scared the hell out of us. We had to go running over to the wizard. Joe, you're on Run of Fez.
Buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, Ronnie, have you been noticing around Chelsea somebody's been tagging Obey Fez all over the place?
I've seen those stickers, and I'm going to tell you the truth, Fez.
Yeah?
I find them tacky, and I find them a little bit homoerotic S&M. Why should anyone obey you?
That is the Watley Posse that I am not affiliated with. I do not condone any of their actions.
You're not affiliated with the posse that follows you.
Exactly.
How could that be?
They threw my name on it without permission. They even took a picture of me, morphed it with Andre the Giant's big face.
It's not. It's actually your prom picture. Earl, okay, he's not affiliated with the Watley posse. Oh, by the way, Frank Sinatra has never been affiliated with Rat Pack, and that's the end of that, okay? Oh, and Joe Namath never played for the Jets. So stop showing pictures of him in the uniform. Fred, you're on Fez.
Hey, yeah, I know Earl seems to be a big fan of graffiti art, but I don't know if Earl owns a car or his apartment, but how would he like somebody to come along and just start spray painting their name or whatever they want on the side of his car?
What about my tag, Monkey House? I pronounce it like this, Monkey House, because that's my straight thing. Would you have a problem if I did that on your building?
I mean, if it looks good and brought something to the building and made it look better.
I believe it would bring laughter to the neighborhood.
Yeah, if you look at my building and you see Monkey House sprayed across it, I'm going to laugh. And
sure.
I'm like, it'll make me want to even go home more.
What if I put up there, Monkey House of D-Sippers? You would not think, everybody would laugh.
No, I don't know if I would.
I
would get a big chuckle out of that. I mean, particularly the second half of that.
Well, you could not sue me for libel because I can prove it.
I'd want to get some photos of it. I know that much.
All right, let's hear something interesting from Radio Shark. Go ahead, Shark.
You know, I'm a fan of the graffiti because I was an old school graffiti artist myself. My specialty was the peace sign, the SWAT sticker, the backwards SWAT sticker. I'd draw the Road Runner, just the word the Who, maybe 69 because I got some surfers course that I won down Seaside Heights, or Repent 13. Yeah, those type of things.
Wow. All right, Radio Shark. Graffiti. He likes the graffiti. Sometimes if I just he is the graffiti of this show. The show is going in one direction. He comes by and tags his message of hate on it once a night at least. And then now I'm like, well, just get it over with. Just do it. Say your annoying piece and go on your way. I've left a little piece of the Ron and Fez wall for him to come by and put up his graffiti. And he always puts the guy with the big nose looking over the fence.
Oh, Kilroy.
Kilroy was here. That's his graffiti. By the way, why didn't you ever come up with the nickname graffiti? It's very funny. Case One, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, I just wanted to break it down. I mean, I've been tagging for like 10 years now. There's two types of writers. There's the bomber, and then there's the actual artist. In order to become an artist, you need can time. You need time to to hone your skills. So you start out tagging.
Right.
Usually the taggers are a little less talented, or they'll just have we got the F the world attitude. I don't care what your business is. I don't care. But I got to start somewhere, and I got to get my name up. Then usually once they graduate, to a better level of things, they'll take the other route. They'll go legal walls. They'll set up some of their own stuff. But you got to start somewhere.
All right, let me ask you this, Case One. Have you seen the guy who's doing Mighty Horse Rocks the Fat Ass?
No, I've seen the Old Bay Fezzes, though. Those are
good. You like those?
That's big. That's definitely big.
Those are awful. Take them down if you see them.
You know what? Maybe now I'm with the graffiti kids now. All right, Case One. Where do you hope to take your career?
For me, it's a hobby. It's a pastime. You let out a lot of steam doing it.
Yeah.
And it's a good release. It's a rush too, man. When you're hanging off the side of a bridge or you're running through train tracks,
it's exciting.
Crazy adrenaline rush, man. Can't beat it.
All right. Now, by the way, I noticed a lot of the graffiti artists seem to be white kids, even though Johnny earlier told us they were all blacks.
No, big Puerto Rican influence.
All different kinds, right?
Yep.
All right, thank you. Puerto Rican. Oh, here comes the blowhard calling with his stuff. Why can't they graffiti the flag? Why can't they have the American flag up there? Why in this country do you constantly have to wave a flag? What is the whole deal there that you've got to have a flag going 24 hours a day?
He forgets what country he's in.
Sub, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys. I love the show, by the way. I listen all the time.
Fantastic, isn't it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I listen a lot when I'm doing work, and that work is art. And I'm a pretty successful artist, do very well for myself. And I did come from doing a lot of graffiti.
Uh-huh.
And to this day, meet people who I influenced who are like, I'm an artist, or I'm doing this, I'm in graphic design, I'm doing really well because of stuff you did on the street. Whether it was illegal, but we did a lot of stuff kind of legally too in the early 90s and late 80s. And I think it was Case One. He kind of said it right, that there are certain writers that are bombers, and then you have the artists who are doing kind of big murals and stuff. But you'd be surprised how many people are influenced by just going out there and doing some stuff. I mean, you meet people who their whole career is based on stuff they saw as a kid on the trains and stuff they see in books. And I've met people all over the world who, just through graffiti, I can go to most cities in Europe and have somewhere to stay, because I would be like, oh, so-and-so from New York is coming, can he stay with you? I never met the guy before, but he'd be like,
come. So you're famous in that world.
Say that again?
You're famous in that world, and Case One famous in that world.
Well, my career now is doing, kind of oil paintings, and I show in a lot of galleries. But, I still every once in a while get together with my friends somewhere in the country, whether it's in the Midwest or something, because we're spread all over the place.
I'm all for doing it in the Midwest.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to do this. I want you to go out in the Midwest and just do Hayseed Suck or Thanks for George Bush.
Well,
every place you can.
Well, the weird thing about graffiti is that, people automatically think it's just like hip-hop or something.
Right.
When we were doing it, I was hanging out. I mean, it was kind of more of, you hung out with kids who were listening to punk rock. They were listening to kind of metal. They were listening to hip-hop. And it was definitely a thing where it was like, it could be skater kids. There wasn't this category of this or that. So in a weird way, a lot of times when it's just like if you do graffiti or some hip-hop kid. Well, no. When we were growing up in the city, you were going to punk rock shows. You were going to see what was, to be hip-hop. You just go see people emceeing and everything. So it's a little weird where it comes now. It has a whole hipster thing that goes along with it. But I don't know. I still, to this day, I can do this very classical oil painting, which is what I do. But when I see some kid out there doing something really cool on the street, I'm still have to stop and go, that's great.
Sub, I'd like to see some of your work.
Well, tell me where to send it. I'll send
if you send it to RonAfez@AOL.com, if you got anything up, I'd love to take a look at it.
Sure. And
some of these guys are turning me a little bit. I'm going to tell you the truth, Earl.
Well, a lot of people, and I'm not an idiot, so I'm going to say, when they're like, oh, this is crap, and I don't know why they're doing this. Yeah, I sometimes see stuff and go like, that's crap. Yeah. And one of your former callers said something about getting respect and everything. Well, you get respect a lot of time by just being really innovative and being really good.
Right, but I don't want to say anything on the Chrysler Building. I already see that as and I'm very serious. I think Grand Central Station is a work of art. I don't need anybody spray painting on there.
And I absolutely agree with you. And I think generally people who are talented and who know kind of like, there is a sort of like respect thing. There is a sort of like hierarchy of things. And if you're kind of just doing things that aren't cool, if you're going over certain people who have respect, you're not going to get respected in return. Your stuff is going to get gone over.
All right, my man. We got to take a break. Thanks a lot for
Love the show,
calling.
guys.
There goes Sub. We'll take a break. Right back. Ron and Fez.
Graffiti artist and consultant to designer Mark Echo. He was arrested for spray painting subway cars in Brooklyn.
I'm a fan of the graffiti because I was an old school graffiti artist myself. My specialty was the peace sign, just the word the who, the backwards SWAT sticker. I'd draw the road runner, just the word the who, repent 13, the word the who. Yeah, those type of things.
It's a guerrilla movement, that's the way it goes, and it's the art of getting up, getting known, and then you take that vehicle and you go other places once they know you.
The higher you can tag something, the more respect you're going to get. The more outlandish you tag, the more respect you're going to get in the community.
I know a person, everywhere they go, they tag, Mighty Horse rocks the fat ass. Mighty Horse rocks the fat ass.
When Mighty Horse rocks, he rocks a fat ass. When Mighty Horse rocks, he rocks a fat ass.
Everybody else can live by the rules, except for the graffiti artist. When you see the Mighty Horse rocks, you don't spell rocks, R-O-X.
When Mighty Horse rocks, he rocks a fat ass.
What about my tag, Monkey House? Only I pronounce it like this, Monkey House.
When Monkey House rocks, he rocks a fat ass. When Monkey House rocks, he rocks a fat ass.
Monkey House! Because that's the name I tag with. Monkey House of D-Sippers.
When Monkey House rocks, he rocks the D-Sippers. When Monkey House rocks, he rocks the D-Sippers.
Mighty Horse rocks the fat ass? Mighty Horse rocks the fat ass.
When Mighty Horse rocks, he rocks a fat ass. When Mighty Horse rocks, he rocks a fat ass.
Mighty Horse rocks the fat ass. All right, then here's what I want you to do. I want you to get a plane and tag the sky.